going to do a tutorial video here on the deadlift today. I've had a lot of people request this one. It is a more complex movement. There's a lot to think about. So this is going to be a longer video than what you're used to. I might break it down into sections and release it that way. I'll also be doing a deadlift explanation video, just talking about how I would include it in your program. Is it the right lift for you, and all the different variations you can use. So whichever variation you use, you can still use these sort of concepts across all the different variations. Okay, so the way we start, guys, we start about, so where are your feet positioned first of all? Okay, so generally it's going to be about hip width distance apart, potentially a little bit wider. Okay, sometimes I'll get a member to sort of jump in the air, and where they put their feet will generally determine where they're comfortable generating force. Okay, so foot position is one. Once we have that, we approach the bar, guys. Okay, we want the bar to be above the shoelaces. Okay, this is one of the biggest mistakes, one of the number one things you need to think about. Shoelaces underneath the bar. Okay, a lot of people will approach like so, and this goes with lifting anything, guys. Even if you're lifting something off the ground, you want to make sure that you're lifting from the center of your mass, which is where your shoelaces lie. Okay, so if I'm lifting like this, I'm going to put a lot more pressure on the low back, then you're more at risk of injuring your lower back. Okay, so we approach the bar. Cool. Shoelaces underneath the barbell. Okay, now we're going to grip the bar just outside of our shins. Okay, just outside of our shins. We're going to drive our shoulders down and back. Okay, so think about down and back. That's going to help switch your lats on. You should feel your upper back light up as well, guys. That's going to help us create tension. Okay, so here, shoulders down and back, as if you're trying to put your shoulders into your back pocket. Okay, shoulders down and back. Cool. Then we drop the hips. Okay, you want to think about your armpits being above the bar. Okay, armpit just above the bar. Okay. So grab, armpit sort of above the bar, okay? Drop the hips, and we want to push into the floor so we can feel our hamstrings lighting up, okay? So in this position here, you should feel your hamstrings lighting up there, okay? And then from there, instead of just yanking the bar from the floor, we want to create a little bit of tension. So you'll actually hear the barbell sort of clink onto the weight. I don't know if you can, I hope you can hear that on the microphone, but you'll hear like a little, and then when you rip from the floor, it should be silent. So create a little bit of tension before you pull directly from the floor. And another cue that I really love, guys, that sort of takes a lot of the load and pressure off the low back, is thinking about you're pushing into the floor, okay? So push the floor away as opposed to thinking like you're pulling with your low back. So think about pressing into the floor, like I said, when you're creating tension on the hamstrings, and really pushing and driving to lock out, okay? So step, okay? Shoulders down and back. I lower my hips, feel my hamstrings, and then drive, and I finish here, guys, in this position here. I'm not overextending like a lot of people do. I'm finishing this position here. I push my butt back, get to the knees, drop the hips, and then I reset, okay? With the deadlift as well, guys, I prefer to do a reset instead of touch and go deadlifts, especially for beginners. It's hard for beginners to maintain form if they're doing touch and go deadlifts. So think about doing each rep individually and setting up and creating that tension, okay? If you guys have any questions, let me know. I will be putting a video out on my thoughts on the deadlift, how it should be programmed, and if it's the right exercise for you. Cool? Any questions? I look forward to hearing from them.